That was a nice sound.
That was fun.
Yeah, beautiful. Welcome back to Rich Words Music, where today I'm at 42 Gear Street 5, and I've been joined by a special guest. It's Mr. Carsten Stepanowicz.
Hi there.
Yeah, you might not know Carsten. He's an up-and-coming YouTube channel, a YouTuber from Germany. And you shred a lot, don't you?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't call it shred. It's like more sloppy, fast playing, but...
I call that shred.
Okay.
But head over to Carsten's channel to discover him. Links will be down there. But what I wanted to do today was put Carsten to the blindfold test with a series of overdrives from a single brand, the name of which will be written down here, but Carsten doesn't know yet. So we've got the single channel of the Rev Generator 100 over there. We've got 5 different overdrive pedals. You're going to get a blindfold on, and then we're going to play them.
Alrighty.
Can you tell us what guitar you've got there first?
We have a Yamaha guitar. It's got 6 strings on it. We have a tone knob, I guess, a volume knob. It's a 5-way switch. Okay.
I'm guessing you've never seen this guitar before in your life, have you?
That's true, sir.
Which is perfect for this video as well, because it's a video of discovery.
Okay.
This, for those of you who know my channel, you'll of course be familiar with it. It's the Yamaha Revstar Standard model. So you do have a 5-way switch. You can also pull the tone knob out to fatten up the humbuckers even more, should you wish that. It's like a passive boost control.
All right.
The focus switch. So, on the board in front of us, hidden under this beautiful 42 Gear Street 5 t-shirt, we have 5 pedals. It's now time for you to put on your blindfold. We'll hear a clean tone. All the pedals are set to 12 o'clock. They all have various gain levels. They all have various drive characteristics. They're all going to be suitable for different things, and you're going to find out which one you prefer the sound of and which one you would put on your pedal board. So here we go. For those of you who are watching the video without a blindfold, these are the 5 pedals that we have in front of us. And Carsten, give us our clean tone, please. It's a slightly hairy clean tone, but we like it, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Good enough for rock and roll. And here is the first of the 5 pedals. Alrighty. What do you think?
Sounds pretty cool.
Well,
do we have an EQ on this?
Yeah,
pedal?
if you like, you can tell me what to tweak. This particular pedal has 3 controls. There's an output volume, there's a treble control, and there is a gain control.
Can you give it a bit more treble, please?
More treble, yeah.
That's perfect. And can you increase the gain also a little bit?
Always more gain. Always more gain.
Sorry. Oh, that's great. Woo! Okay, that's fun.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
By the way, I'm just waving my hand in front of your face just to prove that you can't see anything.
Okay,
and you
that's
couldn't,
a good sign.
I couldn't play anywhere near that well with my eyes, you know, not blindfolded.
Actually, it's the first time I'm doing stuff like this.
Or maybe the glasses cancel out the blindfold somehow.
Ah, okay.
But anyway, so that was the first pedal. Do you want to state a guess as to what you think it could roughly be? I mean, not in terms of brand or specific model, but like what kind of a sound it is or what you think this might be useful for?
Well, actually, I'm quite unexperienced when it comes to pedals like this because mostly I got my gain coming from the amp.
Yep.
So there's definitely more gain going on than on a regular tube screamer, right?
Well, maybe. Do you feel it has a similar tonal characteristic to a tube screamer? Tube screamers, of course, are characteristic for their mid-hum.
Yeah, the mid chunk is kind of similar, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some chunky mids in this one.
Can I just play it for one second?
Yes.
Okay. It's almost a distortion pedal, right? It's got quite a lot of gain on tap.
It's got a lot of gain on tap, and I'll tell you. In fact, what I won't do is tell you. I will put the pedal to the controls that I would probably use it for,
all right.
and you'll hear something totally different out of it. So
okay.
if you sort of strum some kind of open chords with it a bit.
Okay, to be fair, I have no idea what kind of pedal that is.
No, but that's my kind of sound, your kind of sound, totally different. And I think just seeing how versatile this one is with its 3 knobs is going to be interesting, and you're going to be surprised when you find out what it is. We're going to move on to the second pedal, which is this one right here. This one has 4 controls. It has a volume control, a gain control, and a 2-band EQ, treble and bass.
Okay.
So everything's at 12 o'clock, and I think you can probably go back to the bridge pickup and give it some. Here we go.
Can you turn up the treble a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, we're definitely in some kind of Plexi territory.
Mm-hmm. I feel like personally knowing what the pedal is, like I knew it, but I also agree with you because I know it. We are in that sort of territory. It's definitely got that characteristic Marshall-y sort of a sound.
Yeah. Do we have more gain on tap? Sorry,
we've got a bit more. Well, I knew you were going to ask, and we do. So let's have a bit more riffage.
Just out of curiosity, could you turn up the bass? We have bass and treble, right?
We have bass and treble.
Okay. Okay, so definitely not that much gain as the first one.
Yeah, I've turned the knobs back on the first one to what I think you had before we twisted it to my settings.
Okay.
Play again and we'll A-B between the two. This is the second pedal and then we'll change to the first and back again.
All right. The mid-range of the first pedal is awesome. I really like it. Yeah.
And you've got a massive boost in that bottom end on the second pedal as well. I do have the bass turned almost all the way up. So there you go. Very interesting tones. I'm very interested personally to hear this third pedal because it's one I'm not familiar with at all. So we're going to move to it now. Let's just remind people of our clean tone. And here comes the pedal. We've got 3 knobs. I can't quite read what they are, but we'll twist them and see what we get. Okay, here we go.
Okay, cool.
Sounded like you liked the characteristics of that
Absolutely.
one. Fell at home with it straight away.
Hunky mids.
Yeah.
Love it.
Would you associate that kind of tone with anything specifically, or would you like to guess as to what it could be, or is it just like a kick-ass rock and roll tone?
It's just a kick-ass rock and roll tone, and to be honest, I have no idea what it could be.
Do you want me to change anything about the pedal at all? Like, we've actually got, I've seen the controls now. We've got a volume,
Yeah.
we've got a gain control, and we've got a byte control.
Oh, let's check out the byte.
So the byte's currently at about 2 o'clock. I'll
2
turn
o'clock.
it all the way down and then all the way up, and then we'll see where we go.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
That's an interesting frequency, if that makes sense.
It is, right? It's not just your basic tone control. There's more stuff going on there, right?
Yeah. What's happening there?
I actually don't know. This is a pedal I've never played either.
Right.
But you're going to find out what it is very, very soon. So we're going to move on to pedal number 4. This one has 4 controls. Give it a bit of a play and we'll see what we get. We'll get absolutely nothing because the level is turned down. Go.
Okay, it definitely supports my right hand.
Yeah.
Like the pick attack is pretty cool. It
Yeah.
feels very cool as well.
Different vibe completely from the others,
Completely
right?
different vibe. Absolutely, yes.
Do you want me to change any of the controls up? I've got the level up just after halfway. There's not a gain control, there's a ratio control, and that's at about 3 o'clock. We've also got a treble and a bass, and they're both like 2 o'clock-ish.
Okay,
A bit more gain, perhaps? Sorry, ratio.
let's try the ratio. Can you give it a bit more treble?
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, that sounds like a nice summer evening. I don't know.
Okay, pleasant to your ears.
Absolutely, yeah.
By the way, what is the amp that you use to get your gain normally? Because you said it normally comes from the amp. What's your amp of choice?
My amp of choice, well, depending on the style, I mean, it's always metal, but we also have different styles of metal music as well. Currently, I'm very much into the Peavey stuff, 6505, or the 6505 mini head is also very cool, especially when you play live. It's a small amp. It's just convenient to bring it to live gigs instead of having like a 30 kilo amp that you have to carry around.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So very much a modern kind of gain, lots of tightness on tap.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So perhaps we've not picked the world's most appropriate pedals for the music you're playing a lot of the time, but it sounds great, let me tell you that. We're ready for our 5th and final pedal. 4 controls on this one, all of them at 12 o'clock. Give us a play and we'll hear what we get.
Okay, that sounds like you're swapping the mid-range or something?
Yeah, there's 4 controls on this. There's a level, a gain, a top end, and a mid-range control. And at the end, I was kind of tweaking the mid-range, and I dialed a lot of it back.
Okay, can you do that mid-range thing again, please?
Do you want more or less mid-range generally in your tone?
Can you start from 0 and turn it up slowly?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
By the way, I promise that wasn't me.
I wish you... Who was it?
You'll find out when you watch the video.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's all the mid-range. What do you think?
It's pretty honky.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it. It's a good kind of...
Because you play a
mid-range.
6505 a lot more, I would assume that you'd have a bit more of a scooped mid-range a lot of the time.
Yeah, actually, that's the thing. What people think who are not very much into metal, that all we metal do is we skip the mids, we scoop the mids. And we actually don't, because we know how equalizers work these days, and we actually turn them up because we want to get heard in front of the stage, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what we want. You know, 20 years ago, I used to like metal, but there we go. As I grew older, like, I found myself mellowing out more, playing more acoustic guitar, playing more folk, not down tuning as much. Yeah, it's weird how people change, huh?
Maybe it will be the same for me in a couple of years.
I got one too, so we both need to go and see a doctor after this, probably. It was from the same person. So
okay.
We have the same whatever he's got.
That's good.
Okay, so 5 pedals. Do you remember which your favorite might have been?
The first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is just do a bit of a riff. We've got your favorite settings on all of them. I'll skip through them and we'll go from first to last, and then you can take the blindfold off and see what we've got. Okay?
All right.
Here we go.
Was that the first one again?
I went back to the first one.
Ah, okay.
Your
Perfect.
ears heard it, so there you go. It's now time to take off the blindfold and discover what you've been playing the whole time.
Woo! Oh, sweating. I'm sorry. Oh. Rockett Audio Designs.
Any idea what these actually are? Are you familiar with Rockett at all?
Got to be honest with you, I have absolutely no idea.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been living under a rock for many, many years.
Well, okay, so let me take you roughly through
Please.
what we've got here. First on the board, and the one that you liked the most, and that really surprised me in a way, was the Archer, which is like a Klon Centaur type of a pedal.
Okay.
It's one of the most famous, one of the most iconic out there in the modern game. And like the way you were using it to get high gain sounds with lots of treble, that's totally not the way I would use it, but it sounded amazing. Like I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the kind of pedal where I use a lot of, neutral clean sounds, and I use that just to give a bit of extra hair on the tone,
Absolutely.
Light breakup, that works for me. Next in line is the 45, and that is, well, a 45. It's a Marshall JTM 45 sound.
Yeah.
It's your AC/DC classic rock tone, and I love that pedal as well. Then in the middle we have the El Hombre, which is actually a ZZ Top themed pedal. It's a Billy Gibbons sound.
Yeah.
And that's the one that has the bike control as opposed to an EQ control.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have 2 versions on the same theme. The Dude and the HRM, which is the Hot Rubber Monkey, are both Dumble themed pedals.
Dumble.
Now, Dumble amps you'll be familiar with.
Yeah,
I don't
heard
know
of them.
If
Yeah.
you ever got to play one yet.
Never had the chance.
It's kind of a holy grail for lots of players. I came close once, haven't yet, but I will one day. Now, the Dude is a very famous pedal, which is Dumble-esque, so you get a thick, mid-pushed, hard rock sort of a sound. And the Hot Rubber Monkey, I'm led to believe, is like a mod that Howard Dumble actually did, and he called it the Hot Rubber Monkey. It's a modded version of that Dumble sound. More gain.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, still happy with your choice of Archer as the favorite pedal?
Absolutely. 100%.
Awesome. Would you buy one of these?
For sure.
Yeah?
The Archer? Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah. I kind of fell in love with it, really.
I'm still pretty surprised that you chose that one, because for me, I just thought, knowing the kind of music that you normally play,
yeah,
the closer we got up to this side, the more.
What did you think I would choose?
I thought you'd probably choose the dude, the original dude. I didn't know the Hot Rubber Monkey at all. I know the 45 and I love it, but I thought it might be a little bit tame for you. One thing that we haven't done is stack the pedals. And I think that the Archer and the 45 together might also be just up your street. So should we try that?
Of course.
Got time, right? All of them together. Or indeed, all of them together.
Yeah,
that just came to my mind somehow.
Let's go crazy.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. That was a nice sound.
That was fun.
Yeah, beautiful. But yeah, stacking gain stages, we absolutely love that. I've noticed that we've got a tiny bit more time.
Alrighty.
Should we try the single coil tones as well?
Let's go.
Because you're having so much fun.
I do.
I'm going to let you play.
Alrighty.
And we're going pink with the PJD York model. Familiar with this?
Yes. I held it in my hands yesterday. Single coil. Very familiar with single coil guitars. Stacking the pedals was a great idea.
It's a really good choice, right? As someone who gets their gain from the amp, that's not something that you get to do a lot, right? I mean...
Not at all, right. I'm learning. That's a great learning curve here.
I mean, is there a boost or anything like that that you use for your amp?
I do use a boost
to
get a bit more tightness. A Peavey is kind of tight, but you will have more tightness when you add the boost in front of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not about the gain. It's the typical boost setting, like output at max, gain at 0, tone somewhere between 11, 2 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did any of these pedals match the amount of gain that you get out of your 6505 on its own, or?
Not on its own, but these stacked together come pretty close.
So that works for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, these 5 pedals are all from J Rockett.
Mm-hmm.
We picked 5 from the same company just because, why not? Because we can at this event. Are there any other pedals at 42 Gear Street 5 that you've seen that you would want to add to this comparison list? Have you played any other drives while we've been here?
Not yet.
Not
yet. But I met a nice guy. We will do something tomorrow, and then
I
will learn even more tomorrow.
Well, hopefully that video is already going to be on your channel by the time that this one goes out, and I can link to it.
That would be perfect.
And up there.
All right.
Yep, there we go. Well, if there's nothing else to say, then this has been a fascinating insight into 5 different J Rockett Overdrive pedals, from minimal gain through to pretty dirty,
Pretty dirty.
pushed sort of modded sounds. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you discovered a few new tones, and there's something that you might want to check out from the J-Rockett range next time you're in a store that happens to sell them. So we found out that we had a little bit more time, and that means that we get to test a couple more guitars. Here we have, well, do you know what this guitar is?
It's a PJD.
It's a PJD Woodford model. That's their double cut. This one is equipped with 2 P90 pickups. We can't see what P90 pickups they are, but they could be the own brand PJD ones. They might be bare knuckles. We don't know. We'll try and find some specs and put them down there as well. But check out the PJD website if you want to see those. And again, let's hear the clean tone, and then we'll go through the 5 different J-Rockett drives and hear what we got.
Wow, I love P90s. I really love them.
So do I. Like, I play P90 guitars all the time, and I feel like they're such an underrated pickup. A lot of people think they're super noisy, but it's no worse than, you know, standard single coils.
For sure.
They have their own sort of like punky sort of bite to them and stuff.
They're
so underrated.
Yeah, absolutely. I really need to ask the metal police if it is okay to play a P90 in heavy metal music.
Metal police in the comments, what do you think? I mean, there's no metal police watching my videos, but you know, there we go. Maybe Mr. Ninja is watching and he can tell us what he thinks, but yeah. So I think as a very final thing, you can tweak the pedals while I do a bit of riffing in my style on the PJD York.
All right.
And we'll see what we get. So you've just got to pass the cable across and we'll see what we get. And you can see if you can make me sound good.
I think this one fits perfectly to
Do you?
Yeah, you sound really good with the dude.
That's interesting to me, and it's not what I was really expecting. Again, like, even the lower gain pedals on here, the way that they're set up is a little bit too much for me.
Okay.
Like, the clean sound that I would generally use as a basis for playing is much less hairy than the clean sound that we've currently got on the Revs.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, like, the tone that I'm really going for when I want gain like this, drive like this, is actually a Malcolm Young tone.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I grew up idolizing him as a player. Not Angus. I thought Angus was great as well, but I wanted to be Malcolm. I wanted to hold down those rhythms and stuff like that. And that's why I find the 45 to be so good. But the way you've set it up, it sounds amazing. It's just like, it's me on steroids sort of thing. So it sounds great. I really, really like it.
Well, of course. I mean, being on steroids is unhealthy. Don't do that. But
Don't do drugs, kids.
you look good then, probably. Buffed.
You probably do. So it's got its pluses and its minuses.
Yeah.
But there we go. So that was me running the PJD York through the 5J Rockett pedals as well. I don't know how I've cut this video together, so I'm going to do another outro just in case. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned a bit about these 5 killer J Rockett drives. Carsten, thanks again for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, man.
Links to your channel down there. Thanks to Henning Pauly and to everybody else like Victor involved in putting on this event. Hashtag 42GS5 if you want to see any other videos from this event, and there will be many, trust me. But I've been Rich for Rich Word Music, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.